It's pretty incredible when you think about it. In just a few decades, China has completely transformed its skylines into this global showcase of pure architectural ambition. It's been fueled by just this unbelievable economic growth and a real desire to make a statement. And because of that, it's become a playground for projects that are so daring, so mind-bending. They honestly seem to defy the very laws of what's possible.
And that quote, that really gets to the heart of it all. This isn't just about building taller or bigger anymore. Nope, this is about a fundamental shift in thinking. It's a national ambition to build what everyone once said was impossible, to literally play with the rules that hold our world together.
To really get this revolution, you kind of have to look back. For centuries, China's most famous structure was, of course, the Great Wall, a masterpiece of defensive architecture, right? It was designed to keep outsiders away. Well, today, that whole philosophy has been turned completely upside down. These new marvels are like magnets. They're designed not to defend, but to attract, to invite, and to just astonish the entire world. So let's get into how they're actually doing it. We're going to start with structures that challenge the most basic assumption we have about buildings, that they're supposed to go up. It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? I mean, we always think of buildings reaching for the sky, but what happens when you take that whole idea and just flip it completely on its head? Well, the answer is this, the Chamel Wonderland. It's the world's first five-star hotel built almost entirely underground. So instead of conquering a mountain, the architects decided, hey, let's go conquer this giant hole in the ground. I mean, the sheer audacity of this is just stunning. This site wasn't just an empty lot, it was an abandoned, ugly quarry, a literal garbage dump. Engineers actually warned it was impossible, that it could flood or just collapse in an earthquake, but they went ahead and did it anyway. They created this luxury resort where the lowest rooms look out into an aquarium with fish swimming right past your window. Just amazing. Okay, so we've gone down instead of up. Now let's mess with another fundamental rule. Every large building you've ever been in, right? It relies on internal pillars, those support columns that are basically the building's skeleton. But what if you could just get rid of them? Well, welcome to the Morpheus Hotel in Macau. This is a building that honestly looks like it was sculpted by aliens. It has these incredible fluid voids just carved right through its center. But its most magical feature is what's missing on the inside. Pillars. Not a single one. So how in the world did they pull this off? Well, instead of an internal skeleton, the building's entire support structure is on the outside. This free-form steel grid, this exoskeleton, it wraps around the building like a net, and it bears all the weight. And that's what allows the interior to be this massive, cavernous open space that makes you feel like you've stepped into another reality. These designs already feel like they're from the future, but some of the newest structures look like they've been pulled directly out of a sci-fi movie. So, if a building can have its bones on the outside, what other rules are about to get broken? We've seen human ingenuity push the limits, for sure. But we are now entering a totally new era, where that initial spark of creation, the very concept of a building's shape, doesn't even come from a human mind. Check this out. This is the Chengdu Science Fiction Museum. It looks like a metallic cloud, or maybe a star nebula that has just gently landed on a lake. And its otherworldly form makes total sense because its core design was generated by artificial intelligence. This table really shows us this brand new partnership between machine and human. The AI basically took on the role of the initial creator. It generated this incredibly complex form that a human might struggle to even conceive of. And then it optimized the whole design, calculating the perfect angles for light and airflow. The human team, they guided the vision and managed the construction. And this partnership was so efficient, they completed this incredible museum in just 1 year, which is a record-breaking feat. All right, now, from AI dreams to a very real, very strange structure that completely redefines the skyline. When you think of a skyscraper, you think of a straight line going up, right? Well, the CCTV headquarters in Beijing just asks, why? See, this isn't one tower. It's a continuous loop. You have 2 towers that rise up, then they bend at a sharp right angle, meeting in this massive section that just hangs there in midair. It seems to completely defy gravity. Locals have playfully nicknamed it Big Pants, which is pretty funny, but its engineering is deadly serious. It's all designed to withstand the region's powerful earthquakes. It's a huge statement that China is no longer following the old rulebook for building. So we've seen buildings hang in the air, but this next project, it takes that idea to its absolute logical extreme. This isn't just an overhang, this is an entire building suspended in the sky. This is it, the final frontier, the most audacious question yet. If you can build up, and you can build down, and you can build around, can you take an entire skyscraper, turn it on its side, and just lay it across the top of a city? The answer, unbelievably, is yes. This is Raffles City in Chongqing. And that incredible structure you see lying across the top of those 4 towers, well, it's nicknamed the Crystal. And it is the world's first true horizontal skyscraper. Just let that number sink in for a second. 250 meters. That is over 800 feet up in the air. This massive structure isn't on the ground, it's suspended, balanced delicately on top of 4 separate skyscrapers. And get this isn't just some connecting bridge or a fancy hallway. No, it is a fully functional space. Inside that horizontal tube, there are sprawling gardens, infinity pools, restaurants, and an observation deck with a glass bottom where you can stand and look down at the city 250 meters right below your feet. It is, quite literally, a city in the sky. Now, these buildings are clearly technological triumphs, but they aren't just about showing off engineering skill. A lot of them carry a much deeper meaning. One of the defining features of this new wave is how they're embedding ancient Chinese culture directly into their futuristic designs. Take the Guangzhou Circle building, for instance. It's a really striking shape, a giant, hollow, golden circle sitting right on the bank of the Pearl River. It looks like a massive ancient coin. But its genius isn't just in the building itself, it's in its reflection. Because when the building's reflection hits the water of the river below, the circle of the building and the circle of its reflection combine, and together they form a perfect figure 8. And that number is absolutely no accident. This is what makes it so brilliant. This ultra-modern, technically complex building is, at its heart, a giant architectural good luck charm. It's this amazing fusion of cutting-edge technology and a millennial-old tradition, a symbol of prosperity made of glass and steel. And it really shows that these marvels aren't just about what China can build, but also about who they are. So when you see a hotel built down in a quarry, a skyscraper lying across the sky, and a museum designed by AI, it forces you to ask one last question. If this is what's possible right now, what does this mean for the future? We are watching the rule book of architecture get completely rewritten, one impossible building at a time.